Alright, we're just up at Myth playing a game of a little practice tournament round. 2,996 points, I believe it is. Or 90,
yes, that's correct.
It's for Warhammer'd. So it's going to be about drinking and pushing miniatures up the table. I'm playing against Sebastian today in his Warriors of Chaos. Did you want to quickly go over what you brought?
I have 32 Warriors of Nurgle, unmarked Sorcerer level 1, 2 units of Skull Crushers, 2 Gorby's Chariots, 2 Hounds per 5.
So those other, the Hell Cannon is his other Gorby.
That is the second unit of Skull Crushers. So we have 5 Marauders on horses, a Battle Standard Bearer on a disc. That eagle will be a Chimera, that's the Demon Prince Nurgle. And I think we have everything. 2 Gorby's Chariots, Nurgle,
I got those.
And
then another Sorcerer disc. Yeah. And on my side, we rolled up a random scenario and got Dawn Attack. So, of course, our armies are determined where they went due to dice rolls. So, on my left, I have my Vargeist facing backwards, Spirit Host, 5 units, unit of 5 dogs, 45 skeletons with hand weapon shields, and full command. 2 units of 30 zombies, full command. There's 37 Graveguard, and I just loaded all my characters in there, just due to the fact that it's the random deployment, and I wanted all my characters to stick together. 2 Terrorgeists, Spirit Host, unit of dogs, and 20 Ghouls, just to fill out some core. And I deployed everything first, and Sebastian couldn't steal first turn, so Vampire Counts get first turn. Alright, so we just finished Vampire Counts turn 1. I just moved up all my guys just a little bit. Flew my Vargeists over onto this side, behind the Impassable. In the Magic phase, I rolled a 3 and a 1. Rerolled my 1 with my Massive Black Arts, and got another 1. So I had 4 dice. I did Gaze and Gash onto his Marauder Horseman, which killed them all. Panicking his dogs over here. And, oh, that's loud. And stored the last 2 dice in the Black Periop. So that was the end of my turn, so we're off to Warriors of Chaos turn 1. Alright, so we just finished Warriors of Chaos turn 1. He had 0 charges, just kind of moved Dogs, the Skull Crushers, and Chariots up. His Wizard flew over on this side. Warriors walked up, Skull Crushers walked up. All of his flying guys came over here, Chimera right on the edge. In the Magic... Oh, and his dogs didn't rally, ran through the building, ran through the other dogs. They're still doing fine. In the Magic phase, he did, what was it? The minus D3 toughness to my ghouls, which was only 1, and then everything else got dispelled or failed to cast. And so that was the end of Warriors of Chaos turn 1. We're off to Vampire Counts turn 2. Alright, so we just finished Vampire Counts turn 2. My charges were skeletons into the flank of the Skull Crushers. And those were the only charges I wished to declare. And then my Vargeists got super angry, rolling an 8 on those dogs, charged in on them. I did the skeletons first, winning combat by 2. He killed 3 in return. He passed his panic test, or his break test, and then failed his reform test. So then my Vargeists ran in front of the Skull Crushers after killing all the dogs, and are not in a good place right now. In the Magic phase, I raised a unit of zombies, and casted, I tried to cast Doom and Darkness on his Skull Crushers, which didn't really need it because that boss right there rolled a boxcars to just watch all those Skull Crushers disappear, and this guy only killed 1 Warrior Chaos. Magic, other than that, was just kind of weak, and we are off to Warriors of Chaos turn 2. So we just finished Warriors of Chaos turn 2. His charges were Gorby's Chariot into the flank of my Vargeist, both the Demon Prince and the Chimera into my Ghouls, and his Exalted Champion Hero Dude on the disc into my Terrorgeist.
Disco Lord.
Then he just kind of moved his warriors around, his other Gore Beast. Oh, and that Wizard also charged into my Skeletons. In the Magic phase, he reduced my toughness of my ghouls by 3, which he was already winning me on 2s. And then nothing else really happened in the Magic phase. Everything else got dispelled. I stored 2 dice. In the Combat phase, he charged on my flank, and there was just a whole pillow fight where he just won by 2 with the charge and the flank. So, over here, I ended up losing by 9 and did 0 wounds to him. So that was bad. Vargheists are dead, and we are off to Vampire Counts turn 3. So we just finished Vampire Counts turn 3. I had 0 charges. The only things that I did was fly my Terrorgeist over here, reform my Graveguard to face this way, move my zombies up just in case if I could reform my Terrorgeist, and move my Spirit Host to attack some Chimera. Oh, and move this Spirit Host over here to protect my other flank. In the magic phase, I got Van Hell's Dance off on my Graveguard. I then did a Spirit Leech onto his Demon Prince, which did nothing. I then Doom and Darkness his Demon Prince, and that was essentially the magic phase. Shooting phase, Terrorgeist did 7 wounds to the Demon Prince, and he made 1 ward save, so he just went bye-bye, which completely frightened that Chimera over there. And in combat, he did 3 wounds. Well, he did 2 wounds to me, plus he had my flank and BSB. And over here in the skeleton unit, I lost by exactly what I needed to. I have 1 guy left, and that's holding up those Skull Crushers. So we are off to Warriors of Chaos turn 3. Alright, we just finished Warriors of Chaos turn 3. He had 0 charges. He just reformed that block of warriors, rallied his Chimera, and in the magic phase, he did -1 to hit, -1 armor on that unit, and all of his wizards took 1 strength 6 hit, which wounded both of them. In there, he killed off my skeleton. Over in here, the fight, my Valiant Terrorgeist almost made it. He did 2 wounds to him, and I rolled boxcars to make both regens, but then he's got a BSB on my flank, so I crumbled by the 1 last wound he needed. And so we are off to Vampire Counts turn 4. Alright, we just finished Vampire Counts turn 4. My charges were Graveguard into his BSB dude on a disc, and the Graveguard into the flank of the warriors. Those zombies moved around, turned around. Dogs were looking over there, I can't remember what I was doing with them. And the Terrorgeist flew up to scream at the Chimera. And these dogs they're still in the game, they're just kind of doing things. And these zombies moved up as a Necromancer got the hell out of there. In the magic phase, I Spirit Leeched his Chimera, getting me back 1 dice, which I tried to siphon out his dice to try and Van Hell's Dance my bat. He didn't fall for it, so I ended up just storing 2 dice and giving these guys reroll to hit. But since they're already -1 to hit, it was hitting on 5s with a reroll. It was a giant pillow fight, no one hurt anybody. I won, but he's got the Crown of Command, so he's still there. And he made his ward save for the killing blow. And over here, he's passed both of his 4-up armor saves, or 3-up armor saves, and I lost by 2. And that's my turn. We're off to Warriors of Chaos turn 4. Alright, so we just finished Warriors of Chaos turn 4. His charges were... he tried to get his Skull Crushers through that gap, but they couldn't make it around the building without hitting his own guys, so he failed to charge. Moved everything forward. In the last combat phase, he actually didn't have the Crown of Command, so we redid his break tests, and he failed. So my guys reformed, and that was the rest of his phase. All he did was miasma those guys, so they're -3 movement and weapon skill, which is going to be tough to make any charges with them. And my Spirit Host died, so we're off to Vampire Counts turn 5. So we just finished Vampire Counts turn 5. My charges were Spirit Host into his Warriors of Chaos, and my zombies into his dude on the disc. I then flew my bat over, did a little circle with my dogs. Someone told me to go into the building with the dogs. I still don't think war beasts can. Tell me, internet, if I'm wrong.
You're always wrong.
Move my zombies up to be a dink, so that if he charged me, only 1 Skull Crusher would get into base contact. And With these zombies. Because you could only maximize on the corner. And these dogs are doing awesome still. Magic phase, I cast nothing.
You raise zombies.
I raised a unit of zombies right there with my 12 dice and called it a day because Manfred does not need to cast right now. The bat screamed off the dude on his little flying disc, and the zombies overrun to the poo tower. I then lost combat by 3. BSB negated 2 of those. Go with Spirit Host. And yes, negated 1. But he's got 2 wounds left. And we are off to Warriors of Chaos turn 5. Just finished Warriors of Chaos turn 5. His Gore Beast tried to charge into my zombies, while his Skull Crushers charged into my other zombies. They got caught up on the back of the Skull Crushers, failed to charge. Skull Crushers destroyed my zombies, and over here he finished off my my dude. Spirit Host.
Just wait a minute, don't I get an overrun here?
No, because
that was first round.
You could have overran, but you're on this angle, and you would have overran right into my unit.
Okay, yeah, right. Okay, so I just
his unit, Matt.
Yes. So Magic Phase, he tried to throw all his dice at Miasma onto this Graveguard unit. I Dispel Scrolled it, and that's that. We're off to Vampire Counts turn 6. Alright, we just finished Vampire Counts turn 6. My charges were Graveguard into his Chaos Warriors. Move my dogs up. Move my zombies sideways. Zombies reformed, ran away. Dogs did magical things over here. In the Magic Phase, I got Van Hale's Dance and Hellish Vigor off on my Graveguard. And that was essentially it for Magic. My Shooting Phase, Terrorgeist did 6 wounds to the Skull Crushers, who are now fleeing over this direction. And in combat, there's only 6 models left in that warrior unit, and they are fleeing. So we are off to Warriors of Chaos turn 6. So we just finished Warriors of Chaos turn 6. Both Gore Beast Chariots charged in on my Graveguard. 0 magic, 0 shooting. The Skull Crusher rallied, and those guys are like 5 inches away from the board. He did 8 impact hits, only killing about 4. And then the whole combat came down to that one chariot on the right had 1 wound left, and that one had 3. And I ended up losing by 4. I ended up losing by 6, actually. So I lost 5 more guys, still there. And we're going to count up the totals and find out where the victor laid. Anyway, thanks for watching, and enjoy.